Red Bull doesn't make Red Bull. I am serious. In 2023, this company sold over 12 billion cans. That is enough to caffeinate every single human being on Earth twice. But here is the secret they don't want you to focus on. Red Bull doesn't manufacture the drink. A partner company called Rauch does that. They don't distribute the drink. Logistics partners do that. They don't even own the original recipe. So, if Red Bull doesn't make the product and they don't ship the product, what exactly is Red Bull? They are not a beverage company. They are a global media empire that just happens to sell sugar water to fund their production. And to get there, they used a specific set of psychological hacks that broke every rule in the business handbook. The year is 1982. Austrian toothpaste salesman Dietrich Mateschitz is sitting in a hotel room in Thailand, suffering from jet lag. He discovers a local syrup called Krating Dang, used by truck drivers and blue-collar workers to stay awake. He drinks it. His jet lag disappears. He sees a gold mine. He partners with the creator, Chaleo Uvidya, to bring this drink to the West. But there was a massive problem. Before launching, Mateschitz hired a market research firm. The results were catastrophic. People didn't just dislike the taste, they hated it. One respondent famously said, "I wouldn't drink this if you paid me." It was too sweet, too syrupy, and it tasted like medicine. In traditional business theory, if the customer hates the product, you change the product. Mateschitz did the opposite. He ignored the data. He carbonated the drink, put it in a slim, distinct can, and then he made his most controversial move. He made it the most expensive soft drink on the shelf. This is a classic example of a premium pricing strategy. By artificially inflating the price, Mateschitz wasn't just covering his costs. He was hacking consumer psychology. In economics, this creates what is known as a Veblen Good. A Veblen Good is a product where demand actually increases as the price goes up. Why? Because the high price signals exclusivity and quality. If Red Bull cost $1, it would be a cheap soda. At $3, it is performance fuel. But pricing was only half the battle. Red Bull had zero budget for TV ads or billboards. They couldn't compete with Coca-Cola's billions, so they went underground. When Red Bull launched in London, Mateschitz hired students to go around the city at 3 a.m. Their job wasn't to sell drinks. Their job was to fill the trash cans outside nightclubs and universities with empty, crushed Red Bull cans. The next morning, people walking by saw the bins overflowing with silver and blue cans. They assumed everyone else was drinking it. This is a textbook application of social proof. Social proof is the psychological phenomenon where people copy the actions of others in an attempt to undertake correct behavior. If the bin is full, the drink must be popular. But in marketing ethics, this specific tactic has a darker name, astroturfing. Astroturfing is the practice of masking the sponsors of a message to make it appear as though it originates from grassroots participants. Red Bull faked their own popularity until it became real. They didn't wait for the trend. They manufactured it. This entire operation is the definition of guerrilla marketing, using low-cost, unconventional tactics to get maximum exposure. While Coke was buying billboards, Red Bull was buying trash. Most companies do marketing. They pay a superstar or a team to wear their logo. Nike sponsors Ronaldo, Emirates sponsors Arsenal. This is renting attention. Red Bull realized that renting attention is expensive and temporary, so they stopped sponsoring. They started buying. In 2012, Felix Baumgartner jumped from the stratosphere. The entire world watched. It wasn't interrupted by a commercial break because the jump was the commercial. This is the pinnacle of branded content. Instead of interrupting the entertainment you want to watch with an annoying ad, Red Bull became the entertainment. By owning 2 Formula One teams, multiple soccer clubs, and extreme sports events, Red Bull engages in vertical integration of their marketing supply chain. Usually, vertical integration refers to a factory owning its raw materials. For Red Bull, the raw material is attention. By owning the teams and the events, they keep 100% of the media rights, 100% of the image, and 100% of the narrative. They don't pay for a 30-second slot during the Super Bowl. They create events that rival the Super Bowl. This brings us to the core truth of the company today. If you look at their corporate structure, you will find Red Bull Media House. It is a massive production company that employs hundreds of journalists, editors, and filmmakers. In many ways, Red Bull has more in common with Disney than it does with Pepsi. Think about it. Disney makes movies and sells merchandise to monetize those movies. Red Bull makes content, sports, stunts, videos, and sells a can of energy drink to monetize that content. The can is just the ticket you buy to join the club. This is the ultimate execution of lifestyle branding. They don't sell the features of the product, caffeine, taurine, sugar. They sell the identity of the consumer. When you hold that can, you aren't just drinking soda. You are signaling that you are part of the adventurous, high-energy, extreme tribe. Dietrich Mateschitz passed away in 2022, leaving behind a fortune of over $25 billion. He didn't get rich by inventing a new flavor. He got rich because he understood one fundamental truth about the modern market. He understood that reality is negotiable. He took a product that people hated, priced it higher than champagne, and used empty trash cans to convince the world it was popular. Red Bull proves that you don't need the best product to win. You need the best story. And in the case of Red Bull, the story is the product. If you want to understand how other empires like Lego or Apple manipulate psychology to dominate their markets, you need to join the empire. Subscribe to Market Decoded, class dismissed.